All right, I got an MRI yesterday, I got a tear. I got a tear here, I got a tear here, I got a tear in the meniscus, I got some herniated discs and shit, but you know what we do? Work through it. Work through, man.
Yikes, does Mark have a lot of injuries? Is this expected at his age? Is this due to his form in the gym? Or is it possible that, like many of you dealing with the same issues, that he's been scared by his doctor or imaging reports on the very normal findings he might have? Well, my name is Dr. Grant Elliott, and we've helped thousands with back pain and sciatica fully recover through our one-on-one online coaching program. And in this episode, I'm going to teach you the reality of Mark's injuries and how you can properly prepare for these and avoid unnecessary injections or surgery. Now first, does Mark have these injuries because of the way that he lifts? Is it his form? Let's take a look. All right, so here we got some squats with the heels elevated to get those quads a bit more. Does have a pretty straight back as he does this. So, okay, now some sissy squats. Does that put more pressure on the knees? Is that why he has knee tears? We'll discuss this more in a bit. Next, we have some Romanian deadlifts. Could this be the reason for his disc bulges? Is his spine straight enough? Is this too stressful on his lower back? Oh, now here we got some pull-ups going on for charity, but is this too much force on his shoulders and the reason for his shoulder tears? Although many people blame form or believe that form is the reason for injuries in the gym, the answer to all of these is that his form is probably not related to his injuries at all. See, there's a big misconception about form and injury. It's difficult to have bad form for any one individual because every person can have different form and your body adapts to the form that you're using. There is no good or bad form. The only bad form is the type of form that your body is not used to. So if you've slowly been getting into squats in the gym and you've been squatting a particular way, slowly increasing weight over time for years, whatever form you have been squatting in, your body is used to that form. Regardless of if it looks bad to some expert on the internet or to somebody else, that form is what your body has adapted to. It's what your tissues, your joints, your tendons, your ligaments, your discs, whatever are adapted to, and that is the form your body likes. So we can't just arbitrarily look at a bunch of people and say, oh, their form is bad or that form is bad and that's why you have injuries, because it's not true. Your body can adapt to whatever form you place it in. Based on the current evidence, we know that most individuals will develop these tears or bulges throughout their body regardless of the type of exercise or the type of form that one is using. It's also true that if these injuries are found on an MRI or X-ray, but were not associated with any acute pain or have any pain at all, we really shouldn't be calling them injuries. These are normal asymptomatic findings. In fact, recent data shows that up to 50% of individuals will have shoulder tears and no pain. 60% of individuals will have knee tears and no pain. And 50% of people will have disc bulges and no pain. And these have no direct relationship to any specific exercise participation. So what this means is for millions of people out there, it doesn't matter what their form is, what type of exercise they're doing, or the lack of exercise, they will develop normal asymptomatic findings, so tears or bulges or arthritis or labral stuff or whatever on their MRIs or X-rays, no matter what they do. And it doesn't mean they're injured. But here's the big problem. If you get a minor ache or pain somewhere and you immediately run to imaging, then they are going to see these findings on the imaging report. And then they're going to blame your pain on what they find. But they're always going to find something on the report. And it might have been something that was there for the last 5 years and you just now had a minor ache in your shoulder that's completely unrelated to anything in the gym, but now you're concerned about it, you get imaging, you're told, oh, whatever you did in the gym, it just tore this labrum in your shoulder or this rotator cuff or whatever, and now you're convinced, oh, I have a new injury because of this exercise or because of this activity, and now you believe you actually have a problem where it was just a minor, normal ache and pain that you would have developed regardless. This is why imaging can cause problems because there can be so many false positives and false negatives associated. And this is how so many people go to surgery or injections or invasive procedures or PRP or stem cell when they didn't need it at all in the first place. Hey, real quick, I know you're struggling with pain and obviously want to fix it. So if you just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, I will send you my free back pain fix demo. Just text that number and you can fix your pain. Thank me later. Back to the show. So for Mark's situation, I think he's at least been told a positive outlook on his situation because he ends that video saying, work through it. So he's not afraid to continue training in the gym. And for most individuals out there, that's the best recommendation, is to continue normal daily life and normal activity. Now, some people think that's wrong and that you shouldn't work through injury, and that if you have an injury and you keep working out or keep doing whatever, you're going to make it worse and make it worse and make it worse. And depending on the circumstance, that could be true and that could be false. If someone develops a minor ache or pain and they want to continue to participate in the gym and modify the exercise selection and modify the weight they're doing temporarily to deload that region, and after 2 or 3 weeks of doing that, if they're able to slowly return it back to where their baseline was and there's no pain with the movement and they've recovered, then there's no reason to modify your movement. You can continue forward. Now, with what we deal with on a daily basis, individuals with back pain, disc herniations, and sciatica, if you're dealing with this pain and it's getting worse, it's getting worse, it's getting worse, as you're reducing your activity, and it's not changing, it's progressing, then yeah, I'm not going to recommend you to go hit squats or hit deadlifts or go run or do whatever that's continuing to increase your pain. Obviously, in that scenario, an intervention is required, but not an invasive intervention. These are things we deal with every day, and you can absolutely recover through a proper rehabilitation plan that is specific for you. So if you've been scared to death by your imaging reports and you've been convinced that you need to stop exercise or stop working or just sit at home and live in a box, otherwise your back's gonna fall apart, or if you're dealing with an injury and you're trying to get back to exercising, but every time you do, your back flares up, your sciatica flares up, and you're stuck in a really frustrating cycle, then I've got something for you. Just text the word pain to 317-751-9509 to get a tailored step-by-step plan to permanently fix your back or sciatica issues following my centralization process. Do it right now so you don't miss the opportunity to finally beat this pain and get the life back that you deserve, away from fear and worry and back to living the way you choose. Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Join my private Facebook group, RehabFix Low Back Program, for more free content, resources, and guides. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.